of course, I talk about, cultural issue, how connected East and West. And also, I heard, in this class, mainly, economics student, study student, and then talk about my specialty is art and technology, and it's kind of art and technology contents effort to the art innovation, not typical innovations. It is a connected art innovations. Okay. And then first, I think maybe you understand my things by video is better for you. And fortunately, NHK World shooting my artworks, and then I show you now.
Core Kyoto explores how artists are trailblazing a new future for the city. Kyoto's traditional beauty is communicated using cutting-edge technology. Artist and professor Tosa Naoko settled in Kyoto after a long sojourn abroad. She produces digital videos that share the stories and culture accumulated throughout history in this ancient capital. Her masterpieces focus on creating ikebana through video art, bypassing actual flowers. Tosa dribbles a paint and glue mixture and alum beads on plastic film spread over audio speakers. A high-speed camera captures the images of the paint colors leaping skyward at 2,000 frames per second. This formative art, invisible to the naked eye, unfolds in 3 seconds, propelled by a blast of sound Tosa calls the sound of ikebana.
生け花だと死と天地っていうアシンメトリーな三角形を描くというようなルールがあって、その三角形と似たような形が音の振動でもって、液体を飛び散らすとそういう形が生まれてきて、まるで花のように見えた。
Tosa discovered the aesthetics of shapes through technology. Manipulating time, her works capture once-in-a-lifetime encounters with beauty. The sound of ikebana has drawn acclaim both domestically and abroad. In 2017, it was projected onto 60 outdoor screens for a month in New York's Times Square.
歴代の残ってきている文化芸術っていうのはその時代の最先端テクノロジーを使っている。技術を使ったものっていうのはたくさんあると思うんですが、そこの中にどうやって日本の新しい美を閉じ込めることができるか、存在させることができるかっていうのが、非常に重要な私の表現すべきテーマになっていて。
Tosa reinterprets Japanese culture through the lens of advanced technology.
1、2。
An air gun is used to strike flowers frozen in liquid nitrogen. That moment is preserved with a high-speed camera.
1、2。
The work is likened to the spirit of ikebana, as it echoes the majesty of life and the transience of beauty through decaying flowers. Learning from a template and daring to break away, this, in fact, is how Kyoto's early artists came to invent their own forms of beauty. Kenninji was constructed over 800 years ago. The Zen temple owns the masterpiece Wind God and Thunder God by 17th century Kyoto painter Tawaraya Sotatsu. In 2016, Tosa also presented artwork to Kenninji. One is an artwork made to resemble an Indian ink painting without the use of a single brush stroke. It uses 1,000 aerial photographs of clouds digitally processed into a single work. The piece mimics the landscape of an earthly paradise filled with mountains and rivers. The second is a photo of the 200-year-old tree that once thrived in the temple garden.
この木はもちろんここに支え棒があったわけですよね。まずそれを取ってみたら逆にこう緊張感が増したんですね。私が見た木はもうよいしょって感じで立ってたんですよね。杖を抱えた賢者のような感じです。それをもっと力強くした。
Only an aged tree, which had survived many a year, could possess such an overwhelming life force, reminiscent of Kyoto's own legacy of beauty, both shared and preserved.
風神雷神図屏風っていうものは、建仁寺の、所蔵のものなんですけれども、当時はですね、町の人があれを初めて見た時になんて派手な作品なんだと、禅宗のお寺にこんなにキラキラなものを奉納するなんてっていうふうに思う声があったと思うんです。でもそれが400年後国宝に指定されてるわけなんです。あの作品っていうのは当時の最高の技術を使って最高の腕を持った俵宗達が最高の作品に仕上げたわけなんです。土佐さんも最新のテクノロジーを使ってこの作品を作りました。ひょっとしたらこの作品が400年後とか500年後とかに文化財になる可能性を秘めた作品でもあると。
アートっていうのはそもそも歴史を超えた普遍性がないと意味がない。個人から生まれたアート創造なんだけれども、それが普遍性を持ってるところに行くっていうことが非常に重要で、そういうものを持つことによってですね、作品というものがアートというものが魅力を持つと思いますし、多くの人の胸を打つんじゃないかなと思います。
The Sound of Ikebana artist Tosa Naoko announced the completion of her latest work in spring 2022. The work's theme is the future Buddha, Miroku Bosatsu. It is believed Miroku Bosatsu will appear in 5.67 billion years' time as our savior in Buddha's stead. The images lined up before Miroku Bosatsu symbolize our future selves. The Sound of Ikebana video concept has been reconfigured using gravitational pull into 3D objects made of molten glass that was allowed to droop naturally.
私たちがこう感じるやはり普遍的な美であるじゃないですか。そういったものの美に非常に魅了された私たちというものを表現していて、でこの弥勒菩薩に守られている。
Art continues to metamorphose as the years slip by.
Okay, thank you very much. So, this is my, study about art and technologies, books, English in here, publishing by Springer, Cross Cultural Computing. If you're interested in more, please read it.
Oh, I read it.
So, this is my point of view of the art and technology history. So why I study about kind of things. So and then this is I think this is my point of view anyway. 1880, art and craft movement happened. This is a very effective from industry revolution. In UK is many kind of roots of the motors found it, and on the other hand, art people and critic people very against of the industry revolution because you know art and craft is moved to the including industrial revolution, and then result is sometimes not so much good result appeared, and then come back to the more art and craft movement by hand, not only using a machine. And I think this is a root of the art and technology history. And then a very famous school Bauhaus in Germany, this happened, appeared. This concept is usually art just not talking about theory and drawing and making a paint, very separated. But this is a more joined of the craft and art and theory. Okay, and then this kind of concept is Bauhaus. That's why I'm also very inspired of the Bauhaus, because I was working at MIT Center for Advanced Visual Studies, because it means that Bauhaus movement after the broken by Nazis and moved to the United States, and then Bauhaus professor making a new Bauhaus movement, and then make a experimental art and technology in United States, and then it's kind of movement cross of the academia such as MIT or Harvard, and my professor professors root is also new Bauhaus made related Professor George Kepesh, and he is established of the Center for Advanced Visual Studies MIT at architecture department. Right now, name is change art, culture, and technology. The, yeah, from Center for Advanced Visual Studies. And then more academia such as information processing society. This is more close to the computer science, and special interest group graphics, computer graphics. It means computer graphics and covered of the art and technology field. And then in Europe, Ars Electronica International Conference appeared, and also MIT established of the Media Lab, and the UK, no, no, in Germany also made a ZKM, a Center for Art and Media Kunstnare in Karlsruhe in Germany. And then in Japan, in Kyoto, ATL is this is a half government and half uh, more company made up such as art and technology related to laboratory made it. Then in 2000, video art digital art collection began to the big museums such as MoMA, or in European museum. This is a almost art and technology history. So, and why I study about art and technology, because I found it such as, big, very famous cultural statue, such as, pyramid, or, you know, big statue of the Buddha in Nara Prefecture. This is made by cutting edge technology at that time. At that time, okay? And then even now, we don't know about truly clearly how to make it. This is made by the very, very, cutting edge technology is behind, okay? And then one of the, new value of the art and technology, art value is uh, using a cutting edge technology at that time for making art. And then why I found it? Because, my early artwork, such as you're a student, you may be 20s, 25, I don't know, maybe 20s. And then I also, 20s made many, many artworks very survive, especially using early media art. It means a video art, very analog video art. And then one of my early video artworks, this is a expression. Title is an expression. This is a 90 minutes movie, no story, no story, but this is a kind of conceptual art because this image is brightness changing to the sound at a real time. It was 1985. 1985 means start of the personal computer in the world. And then at that time, such as, related of the real time related connection of the images and sound is very new. That's why I found of the, oh, media art value is using a cutting edge technology at that time. And then art history, making a new video art history. Okay. And then I found it. But somehow, I also very, very interested about, AI. Right now, AI is more popular because, many people, many, founded AI professor received the Nobel Prize. But, this is, almost, 1993. It was also very start of the AI. At that time, uh, people using a new term is a neural network, and algorithm using a back propagation. Recently received a Nobel Prize physics people found of the back propagation program algorithm. And I this is my PhD thesis uh, studies. Neurobaby. Neurobaby is AI baby made by the computer graphics, real time computer graphics animation. People talking something, and then computer AI baby responds to the emotion by voice. Study about by voice intonation uh, to the emotion. Then, and then I also try to the more connected to the language. Okay, very very hard. Even now, I think very hard to the emotional recognition. It means that this is a uh, engineering point of view. This is a emotional recognition by voice intonation. This is a my thesis titles because my PhD is in engineering. So, but my final destination is using art, new type of the art. Then, I connected to the more language, especially at the time English and Japanese language recognitions. So even now, very harder to the emotional recognition by voice, because if you're talking to the such as iPhone's Siri, and then maybe Siri said to you, "I don't understand. You are talking things too much emotional word talking to the Siri." So and then, but I think maybe this kind of situation is important, such as comedy or like that. And then in Japan, in especially Asia, comedy is not one people, two people, or talking about that and making laughing things. And two people's character, one is a tsukomi, uh, offensive person, and boke is defensive person. And then talking about that, making and laughing things. And then this kind of emotional recognition system is quite popular in Japan, especially Kansai area. But and after that, I moved to the United States because I became to the artist fellow at MIT Center for Advanced Visual Studies. And then I showed to the interactive manza English version, but nobody laughing, nobody laughing. And then I am very seriously think about that. Why laughing? Why US people not laughing? And then my answer, final answer is laughter is cannot be enjoyed without sharing culture. Okay. And then I found of the, usually art and technology, more, belong to the cultural form. It means that if I try to the more study about art and technology for making a new value of the art innovation, I should study about our own culture. That's why I study about more Japanese culture in at MIT. Very funny things. So in other country, and then I study about Japanese culture. But another point of view, quite interesting things, good things, because if I stay in the Japan, I not so much understanding Japanese culture's good things. But I live in the U.S., especially Boston, and then I found of the more Japanese good things. I found it. I can see it. And I am very interested about at that time of the sansui ink painting, especially this root of come from the China. But there is many methodology, Asian methodologies, including of the culture, and then this kind of things, if describe about using a cutting edge computer technology, using a AI, using a chaos algorithm also. So then culture is first time user making something painting by digital way, and then user entered your own Sansui world because this system is 3D graphics. And then close to the some object, a related object of the Zen dialogue or haiku is appeared. And then you can interact of the, uh, oh, sorry. This is a kind of interaction with Zen dialogue, how to catch catfish by very seeing God, God like that. So and then of course, this kind of Zen dialogue no clearly answer like a mathematics. But how to do that is most important. Thinking way. Okay. And then uh you know system respond how to user the act of the interaction. And then next question is appear like that. So then finally I show to the some Japanese beauty, awase, kisoi, soroes, kind of Japanese beauty set. And then final goal is, 10 ox story. 10 ox story is, ox means kind of, very uncontrolled of our mind. And then this kind of uncontrolled mind, how to, control and then forget it and then more renewal of our refresh of our mind. Okay? So then after that I back to the Japan. My interesting works is Expo 2012, South Korea's Youth Expo. At that time, all is very, very seriously conflict of the Japan and South Korea, such as island, Takeshima Island. And then South Korea's committee uh, asked me, please not use Japanese culture. And then my final destination is, this is a main gate. My normal is a main gate, hanging over the very big, 350 meters LG screen, LED screen made by the LG. And this kind of screen using maker art. And my first idea is, Zen Buddhism temple, usually dragon, hanging on the top. Then, but committee said, please don't use the Japanese culture. And then think about that. Think about that. Then finally, my final answer is, oh, we have four saint, four saint animals. We means Asia. Asia share of the saint animal. It's called four god. And one of the four god is dragon. And then, oh, this is maybe good good idea. And then talk about the committee, and the committee, of course, okay. And then I also including, as North Korea's four gods also, and this animal or root of the China, and of course Japan also using a four god, especially Kyoto. And then this is a final destination is good, good result. And I think this is a art value. Even political conflict of the country between country and country, and art can be connect people's mind. Okay, so this is a already video shows delegation of the Zen temple of the digital art, such as this one silence, and also this is a non-drawing non-drawing sans ink painting, and Zen temple of the Kenninji is a top class in the Zen temple in the Kyoto, very high class. And then sometimes, high class, top class is very freedom. Do you understand? Maybe I'm not sure. Very freedom. And it means that, freedom means that they decide of the rule, new rule. That's why I try to the new things, try to the top organization and top people like that. Then non-drawing, scroll how to accept to the top class the Zen temple. So and this is and also maybe uh, interesting things also why non-drawing sansui ink painting material is cloud sansui uh, cloud on the sky material basic material cloud on the sky almost 1000 pictures and then manipulate of the sansui like that and then this is a new things usually Japanese culture have a form such as this is a science called science. This is a very different of the Western perspective. Okay, Western perspective, architecture point of view, perspective is one vanishing point and two vanishing point. But Asian perspective is a completely different way. It's called the sign-in. Looking up, a parallel view, and looking down for the one picture, like this. And then this kind of perspective follow to the follow and then make this kind of picture. Then this picture it's like sansui. And also recently I am very interested about ichigo ichie. Ichigo ichie means once in a lifetime natural phenomenon. Okay, and study about found about sound of ikebana. Ikebana form made by the sound vibration by speaker. Okay, this is a ikebana form. Hito tenchi, unusual triangle made it. And this is a system of the sound of ikebana making system. This is a speaker, this is a high-speed camera, this is a light, and then some vibration, sound coming, and the speaker make a vibration, and then make a such as liquid, put on the liquid on the speaker, and then this kind of shape appear. And then my student make a, how, frequency describe of the shape from 220 hertz to the 72 hertz. And then same situation and then, many, this kind of shape appear different, quite different. Then first time show to the sound of Ikebana, shooting by the high-speed camera. This is a high-speed camera. Okay, this is high-speed camera. And first time, finally, I show to the sound of Ikebana in North Japan, in Singapore. Singapore, of course, Singapore is no four season. That's why cultural, connections, cultural exchange. My Japanese four seasons using a Japanese flowers color made by the sound of Ikebana. I show you. And then first time, this is a sound of Ikebana show to the Art Science Museum. This is a, blue, kind of violet flower, summer ivy. And the start of the spring. screen. And then thunder. And paru. Paru is the Japanese paru is red and green, red and orange. And then camellia flowers. So, and then next showing is very good things. When I became to the cultural envoy 2017 from Japanese Monkasho's cultural affairs departments, and then I showed to the Sound of Ikebana in spring cultural exchange in New York. This color is spring color.
This is a very classic, traditional art flower arrangement, but Naoko changes its artistic practice.
Naoko's work is so extraordinary. The beautiful colors and slow motion action are a perfect complement to the hustle and bustle of Times Square.
Her pieces use a very tiny pigment and paints, but she expands the scale and change entire atmosphere of the space.
Speaker put on the top and put on the very thin rubber and put on the painting pigments. And then speaker on and sound coming and then jumping up. At the same time, shooting by high-speed camera, 2,000 frames per second. My philosophy is cultural computing using a cutting-edge technology combined to the traditional art. I feel history is living in here.
This is in the middle of the city. The artwork is away from the institution and has the freedom.
Oh, and then, do you understand what kind of meaning do you understand? What kind of meaning have this kind of project? This kind of project, of course, midnight, 11:57 to the midnight, 3 minutes every day for the 1 month showing to the one artist. This is called midnight moment. And in fact, I heard, why this kind of project start. This kind of project started by the NPO Times Square art. And in 1980, at that time, maybe Professor Miao know about that. 1980, this area is very, very dangerous area, even daytime. So at that time, mayor of the Giuliani somehow changed this area more clean, more people coming, sightseeing, all people also coming. And then start of the art, public art, okay? It was start 1980, means, almost 40 years. Same things, do it. 40 years. And then, this area is, even midnight, not only daytime, midnight, sightseeing people, it's even walking. Many people walking in there. And this is a kind of, public art power, art power, art value. I believe that. Okay? So, this, LED panel is a 1 minute, very expensive, paid the company. And this is, support of the company. Unfortunately, no Japanese company like that. So finally, this kind of sound of Ikebana right now, we are working on the fashion. One of the frame of the sound of Ikebana, and then this is a collaborate with Epson company, and Epson's special printer, try and then printing, and then you know capturing fabric, cramp of the fabric, then make this kind of clothes. It's called digital dyeing printing technology. And then I'm living in Kyoto almost 20 years, Kyoto University professor. And then, of course, we are connected to the, very, Ikebana masters and also no Kyogen's masters family. And then, I am a very surprised. First time I made a fashion, first time very, response about people is these people. Very old historical people, top of the historical people, very interested about sound of Ikebana fashion. And then we are collaborate. And then we are, of course, showing to the New York Fashion Week almost 3 times. And here is a Vogue, a very cultural exchange. Indian put on the aloha, and very old Japanese style of the hair, and the sound of Ikebana's kimono. So finally, I will show you the just 1 month before New York Fashion Week. I showed to the new collection of the Fashion Week in New York. This is the sound of Ikebana by zero gravity. It means a microgravity flight. We ride on the microgravity flight and then make a sound of Ikebana. Sponsored by the Toppan company, Toppan printing company. And then, he's the LGBTQ's leader, Elton Johnny, and he put on the typical, men's kakaginu on the top, and also women's typical, kimono put on the, together. And then make is kabuki, tumadori makeup, and this is also related to it means a new type of the fashion, knowing ageless, timeless, genderless. And also we are using a glass work, melting a glass. It's quite similar with the sound of ikebana movements. Also, kind of tiny style. This is a very mad scientist characteristic, and he's a serious curator. No, the serious researcher. The computer science, age is 78 years old. He's a legendary fashion. He's a musician. He made this music. This music is a classic of the Vivaldi Four Seasons, from Four Seasons, spring and summer, more techno version. And he's a Tosa University student. This is a moving dress. Same texture, printing on the fabric and then vinyl. This is a glass dress. Cosplay. Made by the 8th classes. Kyoto University Venture Company made it. Front of the image is Kataginu strong gameplay, and then model of the like ninja style of the cosplay. Cosplay. Very historical change, cultural change. This model's theme is kind of Roman thing. And this is a kabuki form. Okay, thank you very much. I think maybe it's a time for the finish. I am stopped here. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for your fascinating presentation. I really enjoyed it. And I hope students will also have also enjoyed it. Okay. We don't have much time, so Professor Tosa, are you ready to answer some of the questions from the students?
Oh, sure.
Okay, all right. Students, I cannot see all of you in my screen, so just say your name and then start asking questions. Anyone? Anyone?
Hi, I'm Lucas.
Lucas?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Okay, yeah, okay, I can hear you. So go ahead, ask your questions. Yeah.
Yeah, so I joined a little bit late, why did you get into this like field of study or like this interest?
Mm-mm. It means your question is why kind of, such kind of study?
Mm.
Yes, or why did you choose to like study it?
Oh, because interest.
Yeah,
Interest.
he came in a little late, so you just repeat the first part of your presentation. Yeah, mainly. What
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, very just interest.
Mhm.
got it. Cool.
Yes,
Thanks.
of course. Not interest. No meaning, no, not, other things, just interest. And
Mhm.
if I die,後悔ってなんて言うんでしたっけ？
Regret?
Because if I die, if I am not artist, very, sad if I die. If if I when I dying, maybe if I am not artist, I am very anxious. I'm very sad. That's why. Oh, when I was very young, maybe 14 or 15, maybe before 20, I won't become to the artist. But, other parents, other people is a very, dangerous life and stop it. But, and also, how to become to the artist is, not other, not other way.
Mhm.
That's why I want to become to the artist. And also one of the easy to understanding is oh study about art in school. Okay, that's why first time I'm thinking about junior high school or high school uh, professors, teachers of the, especially art. But, at that time, very not so much interest about me. Maybe university is more interest. That's why I become to the universities,
Uh-huh.
art professor. But, typical art is not so much interesting for me. Using a cutting edge technology
Mhm.
is more interesting for me.
Right.
That's why uh, for expression of the material, expression of the dogu tool, or expression of the tool, I study about my own expression of the tool. That's why I study about computer science, engineering, and then
I see. I
making
see.
art. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
good, good. Okay, good, good. Great. Okay, any other questions from anyone? Say your
Yes,
name. Yeah.
I had a question.
Alfonso, yeah, go ahead to ask your question.
So you mentioned that you studied abroad for a couple of years in other countries. So I wanted to ask what your favorite country to study abroad was and why.
Because I am very interested about the United States. United States. This is the first interest, and also MIT also very interested about deep technology study area.
Mhm.
That's why.
Yeah.
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 MIT is interesting because
Right.
I study about cutting edge technology for making art, and which one is interesting university for me? MIT is very strange, very strange, very unique, and very funny person. Funny person also stay there, and friend also they in there, and interest about MIT because I am very interested about no, not only technology point of view. Uh Bauhaus is technology, technique and theory in the joint.
Mhm.
And that kind of study it can be possible to the MIT. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very at that time very think about very which one is good, New York and Boston. But MIT say okay, you can come, and and the judgment is very harder than New York. That's why. I went to the MIT.
Yeah, yes, good, good. Yeah, I share your drive for creativity. I also once at the MIT, so that's MIT driven creativity. Yeah. Okay. Any other students? Any questions? Any other questions? Go ahead.
I have a question. My name is Ryan,
Who,
and
who is this? Who is this?
Ryan.
Orion. Okay, go ahead.
My question was, what is your view on the future of East-West cultural art fusion, and do you believe that there are any other emerging trends in art or technology that is influential in this space?
Yeah, good questions. Um, I think my point of view, the art is, very important things is start is personal issue, but final goal is more, 普遍的、宮尾先生、普遍的ってなんていう宮尾先生。
はい。
普遍的。
Universal? Common? Yeah.
Yeah, universal. Final goal is destination universal issue. And good art. Look at the history of the art. Good art usually, of course, art also one of the academia and need of the knowledge, but a good art, such as Picasso, you know, understanding Picasso art or not, but Picasso art is great. This is a universal, you know. And even not so much interested art people, but people watch of the Picasso's such as Guernica in a Guernica is one of the picture on the 国連、United Union でしたっけ宮尾さん。United Union. Yeah. And then, this is what happened? Good question. Good art usually good questions. And then this kind of many layers meaning of the layers have good art usually have good things have. It means that even new media art, these things we should have. This is I am usually think about that. Yeah. Think about history, not only surface, not only following to the surface, looking at your own thought, and looking at the history. Any history is okay. Your own country history or your own history is history. History is very making a depth of the expressions. And also watch to the art history, how to connect to the art history. Maybe something new things including. That's kind of things very important for the even new media art. Same of the art. Yeah.
Good, good.
Okay of this answer.
Yeah. Wait, thank you.
I
Okay,
have one more question. I have a
okay,
question.
Ray?
Yeah. What's the difference between the Eastern culture and Western culture? Like in your own definitions.
I think maybe in the future more together, more confusing, more crossing together, mixing. I think so. And then making a new culture. I think maybe long time ago, media, kind of media studies professor, researcher told me it's his name is famous name Marshall McLuhan. Marshall McLuhan told talk about in a global globe is one culture, and then Of course, already, Elon Musk talk about go to the Mars and then talk to the other, a country in the, moon or Mars. They in the future they make it. I think so. And then, I think, globe is one culture. I think so. I'm more mixing, more crossing. Yeah. But, but, that's why, I am not, art history is a professional, but, one of the humanities professor of the not one, humanities professors at the Kyoto University, no more typical Japanese culture. Modern culture, Japanese modern culture is more nothing. Traditional culture is still have. But, no more new culture, new Japanese culture is, we don't have more common culture. Do you understand?
Okay, good, good. Okay, any other students?
I have a question.
Okay, Kay, Ismail, go ahead.
All right, you said that you worked with a lot of cultures. In your opinion, what was your favorite project you've been on?
Fashion. Right now, I am interested about fashion, because I, you know, before I study about fashion, just, not so much interest about fashion, very surface, just only beauty, very, very light. No, not so much deep meaning of the fashion, but the study of the fashion, not not only put on, okay? Put on the something clothes means get the energy, okay? In Japan, very famous word is medicine. じゃ、薬を服用する。take a medicine. My English said take a medicine, just. But 服用すると言います。
Yeah,
服 means 服。
yes, yeah, interesting.
ちょっと宮尾先生手伝ってください。服用するの服は服です。だから、着ることで、put on the something wear and get the energy for the spirituality and connected physical things. This is a big meaning. ちょっ
Yeah.
とその服用言
Yeah,
ってもらえ
yeah.
ますか？
Also, I'm glad you are getting into fashion area because fashion is really closely related to society, economy, and all sorts of social issues, right? And in your, the show, there are LGBT, personality and all sorts of, the activists are also quite interested in your art approach, partly because of this fashion, orientation. So I'm really glad that you are really getting into this, socio kind of, the area, social area in art. Yeah, good, good. Okay. Any others? One or two more questions? Okay. In the meantime, I have one question, Professor Tosa.
Yes.
I'm quite interested in the sound of ikebana as well, and my question is, you adopted rather another traditional approach to have a high speed camera and also this physical stuff, but could it be reproduced by computers, computer programming, or the simulation or something? Why do you prefer the analog kind of approach?
Yeah, in fact, I am tired of the, too much computer inside computers. In making using too much computer only. And because, when start of the neuro baby 20s and then maybe almost 30 years, 20 or 30 years working on that, and it means uh thinking about think, calculate in my mind. No, in my brain. Sound of ikebana more connect of the in my mind. Okay, too much using a brain. And also, someday I found it, especially Zen computer showing at MIT. I explain, talk. And then user told me, okay, I understand. User, no interaction to the my artworks. Just understand by brain and then gone. It means quite strange. User not interacted my art. They understand my just brain. This is very quite strange. Very something change. I should something change. Oh, too much computer science. And then more shift to the more analog and find or my hand, my eye, and then also, high speed camera is, at MIT, my professor's professor. Harold Ejato is my professor's professor. And then I saw the many high speed cameras such as Milk Crown like that, you know. And then I am very interested about more, physical point of view. We can see the more beauty than inside computer. Inside computer, especially, AI is very curious things, but same. Usually same. Not only me. And then we can find more physical phenomena using a cutting edge technology is more new. More freedom or more many, That it is my answers. Okay.
Good. Okay. Well, almost time is up. So I know other students would like to ask some questions. So students, so why don't you write down your questions and send it to me by mail? Then I'll give you some extra credit, and then I can pass forward your questions to Professor Tosa to get the answers. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and big applause.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you. So we will end the class. Thank you.